Ooh, let's see. Am I live? Who's out there? Please confirm if I'm live. Yeah, let me fix something. All right, I know I am waiting on one other person. It says sign in to chat. Is that for me? All messages you send will appear publicly. Okay, so I'm live on this new system, y'all. So I'm trying this out. Hopefully, it's coming through like I'm hoping it's coming through, but I'm waiting to see if one person can see me. So I'm sending out the bat signal to that person because I don't see the chat. Um, let's see. Let's see. I don't. You know what? Let me see. This action cannot be performed inside the stream. Oh, okay. Okay. So, up there's Shalana. Okay, she's there. Okay, sweet. So you're seeing my screen, right? All right. Let me minimize this because what I want you to see is this screen. Hey, lady. All right. All right. So, welcome to HappieTeach channel. HappieTeach says, I know it's been a while since I've been on here, since I posted a video. Yeah, I've been crafting and I kind of neglected this one and I know I was not supposed to. So I will be doing more videos on here, but I will also try to do videos that pertain to crafting so that I can get the best of both worlds. Inside of here too, meaning they will still be design videos, there'll still be Adobe videos, there'll still be videos to enhance whatever you're doing, but it'll be, you know, for instance, tonight I'm going to create well, first, before I even get into all that, thank you all for coming and hanging out with me. I know I have one viewer right now. However, the replay crew or anyone else who sees this, I appreciate you taking the time to check out the video. All right, so tonight's video is, oh, also, if you're looking, please like, please comment, please subscribe, please ring the bell. All that fun stuff tells YouTube that you're interested. YouTube will then spread us out to other people who may be interested, and then the channel will grow, which will be awesome because that is the ultimate goal. That's what I'm after. All right. Well, actually, I like educating too, but you know how it goes. Okay, so this video is going to be about Adobe Express. I have to create a schedule of events, like a schedule to show people what the schedule is on the day-to-day. And I have a new logo for my other site. My other crafting site, if you're listening, is Happie, Happie Crafty Ho Ho, because y'all know I love Christmas. And so that is my other YouTube channel. And on that channel, I do a lot of crafting. On this channel, as you guys know, I do a lot of teaching. Okay, and my voice is kind of dry, so I apologize for that. All right, so in any event, let's get started. So this is Adobe Express. So when you go to express.adobe.com, let me show you what might happen though, just so you know. You might go here and this might be what you see. Hang on, and I just want to show you this because I want to show you it's not broken. So a lot of times you might get this page not found error for whatever reason, and you can see, you clearly see it says express.adobe.com, but for whatever reason, it's showing a 404. All you have to do is click that back to home, and it'll take you back to here. So I want to make sure I said that just in case so that you don't just leave the page and think that the page is broken. Nope, click on that back to home, and it'll take you back where you need to be. Shalana, can you hear me okay though? Is the sound coming through fine? I can't tell, so I'm looking for you to tell me that. Um, so I'm waiting. I see a yes, but I think that was in there already. All right, I know there's a delay, so I'll continue, but I'm just hoping you can hear me. If you cannot hear me, please, let me see. I'm just oh, you can. Okay. I was about to check my phone to make sure Okay. All right. Hang on 1 second. All right. So, okay. So I need to make a schedule of events. And so I'm going to make it inside of Express. Now, Express is super easy. If you have Canva, it's pretty much the same. They're very similar. The I mean, they have differences as well, but they're very similar to each other. So in here, I could start off with a template. Like, let's do that. That's the easiest way anyway. So I'm going to say schedule. And then it's going to bring up all the templates that it has, you know, in here. So it's bringing up class schedule. So I'm getting pretty much the generic templates. But if I wanted to be more specific, like I want schedule of events, I would type schedule of events. I hope that's big enough. I know it looks small. Let me go ahead and make that a little bit bigger. There we go. So hopefully that's a little bit bigger for you. Hey, Tamara. All right, so schedule of events. So I'm going to type that in the search bar, and then we're going to get this a different, more contoured menu based on what we said. So we got event schedule, so I can look at any one of these and choose them. Now, typically, the funny thing is, just so you guys know, I'll usually have the template, and I'll bring it in just for the size, and I'll delete everything because I like starting from scratch. But I'm going to try to find one that I actually like to work with so that I can, so that we can use it. I like how this one has the date and then it has the information over here on the right. The same with this one. I also like this one. I think this one is a little more unique because it's got it in circles and then it's got what the events are. So that'll probably be the one I choose. I like the font on this one. But I think I'm going to go with this one. But if I don't see any that I want, up here at the top, you'll see this view all. Always click it. It's always just going to show you some more stuff. Now we get more options. Like I like this event schedule right here. That's kind of cool. That gives me interest and I'm not bored looking at it. So that one might be a cool one. Or let me see. This one's kind of cool. It's interesting. It's a little too busy. But I like it. You know, I will happy it up. I will. So that I don't go too deep. Oh, this one actually is one that I really like because I like that it doesn't look. It's not the boring lines and stuff that you see, but you know, this one's nice. Hmm. Which one do you guys like? Did you see one that you liked? If you saw one that you liked, throw it in the chat, and then we'll choose that one. I think I'm leaning toward this one, but I'm not sure. I also like this one. You know what I'm saying? Decisions, decisions, decisions. Actually, I think it's going to be between this one and this one. I think I'm leaning toward that one. All right. So then once you click one, you just click it, and then you can choose customize template. And then it's going to open the schedule up, and you'll have access to everything that you need. So for this, I am probably going to keep this style because I do like this. I might add, I kind of like the sign look of this, but I need to brand it. You decide, laugh out loud. I like your reason to skill. Nice. All right, cool. All right. So, all right, so I'm going to choose this one. And then it is for Crafty. Oh. Happie Crafty Ho Ho and friends. YouTube has me forgetting that it is Happie Crafty Ho Ho and friends, the happy part, because it doesn't include that in my name. Happie Crafty Ho Ho and friends. Okay, so Happie Crafty Ho Ho and friends event schedule. Now, I'm going to delete that part because I have something else that I want to do. And then I'm probably going to change the font, of course. But, all right, so I'm going to move event schedule. I separated it out because I have a different way that I want this to go. This must go. That's not something I'm going to keep, so I'm going to delete that. And really, just like you would work in Microsoft Word, that's kind of how you work in this program. It's pretty simple. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the font. So I'm going to click it, and off the bat, it recommends fonts for us based on this style. So look at that. If I like that, I could choose that one, or I could go and choose something like that. I actually think I like that better. I just like, it's a cleaner font. I like how crisp it is, so I'm going to choose that one. And then for event schedule, I do want it bold, but let me see. I don't want that. I kind of want it a little more exciting, kind of like that a little bit, or that's got personality right there. And it fits all on one line, but it might take it a little bit out. But I can also hit this view all. Don't be scared to hit it. Don't be scared to hit that view all. And then we can go down and choose a different font. So let's see. Kind of like that. You know, that reminds me of like sports event schedule. But then I like this one. I think it's a little more cleaner. Let me see. I think I'm going to keep the one I got. I actually like this one. And so what I'm going to do with this is extend that out so it comes down here. And also, so what can get confusing, you see these two blue down here. The one with the arrow, the curved arrow, that means rotate. The crosshairs is the one that you can move, and that lets you physically just move it about. So I'm going to choose that. Happie Ho and friends. There's another little artifact. I want that gone. All right, there we go. So I think I'm going to move Ho Ho, Happie Crafty Ho Ho and friends. And then I'm going to move friends up, space that out. And then that gives me room to put the logo. Now, so I've already put my logo inside of here. Yeah, you're right. Thanks, Samra. Weekly. So weekly schedule. Yeah. Good catch, because it is. It's not an event schedule. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. That's why I love my village. Y'all don't know. I tell y'all that. For my regulars, I tell y'all that. Okay, so there we go here. And then I'm probably going to move this over as well. Just because I like it lined up. Okay, there we go. So, Happie Crafty Ho Ho, Happie Crafty Ho Ho and Friends weekly schedule. Okay, so lots of things are going to change. One based on, oh, did I go out? Wait, you decide. Are you saying did I go out, or are you saying did Shalana go out? Tamara. All right. Okay, so let me go. So I have my information already branded, my brand already in here. So over here on the side, you see where it says brands. I can click that. And the cool thing about this program, it is a click program. If you can click it, you can work this program. So I clicked, something else happens. I found you again. I might have been my fault. Oh, okay. Gotcha. You click and something happens. That's pretty much how it works. All right, so I can go down here to Happie Crafty right here because this is my brand. So I'm gonna, for this, and you'll see this was the old logo for the brand, and now I have a new logo. So all I have to do is click it, and oops, did I just back out? Let me go again. All right, so all I should have to do is click it. There we go. And it goes in. So now I have my logo inside of here, and I can go ahead and set it up. I think I want to set the logo up on this side. Now that I have it in here, I think I want that to be in here. That. And then let me zoom in. You guys can see. All right. And so now I'm going to hold my space bar down so I get the grabby hand so I can grab this and move it. And then I'm going to move Crafty Ho Ho over here. Yeah, okay. And then I got weekly schedule, which I'm going to move now. I want it to match here. Lana, you still there? All right, so I got this. Let me go ahead and make this a little bit smaller. Okay. So now I got something that I can work with that I kind of like. Let me zoom out a little bit so we can see it. When I'm zooming out, I'm just hitting the Control key if you're on a PC, Command key if you're on a Mac, and the minus key. Both of those at the same time. So that Shalonda use Cricut technology. Okay. Okay, yuppers. Okay, got it. All right, so I have a start of what I want based off of a template. So I'm going to click this one. And like I said, with this program, you click it and something works. So I clicked it so that I can get the black, um, so I get the black outline. And what I want to do is now I'm going to change these colors because they don't work with my brand. So I'm going to, all of these colors are colors that came in because of this logo, and these also came in because of a document that I pulled in. So I can check and see if any of those work. Now that hurt the eyes, don't do it, but you know, it's there. The yellow, all these colors I think are gonna be too bright, but I'm going to change the transparency of it so that it's not coming punching you. It's punching you in the gut, you know? All right, so I'm going to, I mean, there's, I think I'm going to go with, all I'm looking at now is what color matches the logo because I can change the text color. I just want to see what color actually, purple's not bad. Actually doesn't take away from the logo. That green actually isn't bad for that logo, but let me see, purple. But I think between that purple and the yellow, look at that logo. I think the yellow actually brings out the logo a little bit more. And then there's a gradient. Nope, I think we're going with the yellow. All right. Okay, so now we have something going on with this. I can also go back. I'm going to close this and I'm going to click on the border. I don't want anything that's black and white because I have a very colorful theme. So I'm going to go with purple and yellow. They're pretty good together. And then these little stars, I can click on those and also change the colors. I'm going to make them purple as well so that it goes along with the brand. And what I'm hoping is you guys see how easy it is to make changes and work this program. Okay, so now black. I'm also going to make that purple. Notice I'm just clicking and then it gives me the options and then I can go and I can make changes. Now, truth be told, I really don't like that. So I'm going to go, I'm going to go and let me grab that star. I think I chose the wrong purple. Okay, let's see. Yep, I'm going to change that yellow. And then notice how when I click over here on the side, it says 5. It's got these black circles and it says 5 and that says 7. That means that they're grouped. So if I wanted to go inside of the program, go inside of this group, I can double click here and then it opens up what's inside that group. You'll know you're in the group. You'll see that arrow up at the top and you'll see all the items. It said 5, so there should be 5 items that are in that group. Okay, so what I want to grab is this yellow. I'm going to target that. And I'm going to change the opacity. Now, there's several things I can do inside of here. I can play and add like a texture if I wanted to. I don't. But if I do that, it will delete some of the stuff that I have in there. So I'm going to choose opacity and I'm going to choose either multiply, which I don't like, screen, and I think screen's the one. Because screening is going to take and it's going to interact. Anytime you're using the blend mode, it interacts with the layer below it. So, for instance, when I chose multiply, which multiply is going to get rid of your lighter color, and it did, but it blended the yellow and the purple, because if you see in these layers, the purple is underneath it, and that's how it came up with this color. When I do screen is going to take out the darker color, and so it's interacting with this with the lighter color, so that's going to be that yellow. So that's how we get that yellow, and I like that one. Just checking to make sure there's nothing in here easy for you, but oh, easy for who? Me? Listen. It's easy for you too. You just don't know it yet. All right, so I'm gonna change out this weekly. I think I want like a darker purple, and I think when I choose that darker purple, I'm going to change out these to that darker purple. Now, you're looking at this and you're like, hey, that's a light purple. I don't like that. But what I'm going to do is inside of here, I have swatches and custom. If I click on custom, then I get a custom menu where now I can either make colors or I can modify the color. And that's what I'm going to do. I know that I like this purple, but I want it to be a darker purple. So all I have to do is click here and it'll go down and I can see it change on the fly, like right here. So if that's the color that I want, we're golden, but I actually want a little bit darker and I want it a little deeper. So hang on, let's see. And notice I can move it around so that I can find a color of purple that I like. Pink. And then if I'm like, oh, I need a little bit more red to the purple, or I need a little bit more blue to the purple, I can move these sliders up here, and that's what's gonna change it to help me get purple more suitable to what I'm after. Let me see. Let's try that. Another thing I like to do is I like to copy. This is the hexadecimal number, which means it's a universal number. So whenever I'm branding something, I like to take note of this number, because then I can make sure that it stays the same color across the board. So for instance, if I'm ordering t-shirts and I want to make sure the t-shirts follow this number, I can give that number to like the printer and say, hey, do you have t-shirts that fall under this? Or if I'm making a web page, I can say, hey, I can make the web page and make sure it has this hexadecimal number. So I like to keep track of those type of things so that I can stay within my brand. All right, so I copied that to the keyboard, so that means I have it. So now what I can do is I can click here with this Happie Crafty Ho Ho and Friends. I can go over here to text color, and then instead of me switching, I can just paste that hexadecimal number that I had before, hit enter, and it automatically changed the color of the Happie Crafty Ho Ho. So I'm going to click on this one. I'm going to do the same. Click on the fill. I'm going to go to custom. I'm going to go down here. And remember, I have it copied in my keyboard, so I can hit Control. I'm on a PC, so it's Control V. If you're on a Mac, it's Command V. And then hit enter, and now it changed that color. I'm going to do the same with this down here. Click that. Notice all I'm doing is clicking, going to the color, making sure it's on custom, highlighting that hexadecimal number because I copied it before, hit enter, and now it's that dark purple. I can do the same. I'm going to grab this purple right here, click on the purple, make sure it says custom, go up here to hex, paste that number in, and now we have the dark purple. So now I'm happy with our color choices. It's looking how I want it to look. There's a red in here somewhere though. Hang on, let me see what that's coming from. There's yellow and purple. Oh, it's that purple. Okay, so I'm gonna click on that purple, go to custom, and I'm gonna make sure it all follows this purple. There we go. Now there's no more light purple. And I like that. I think I like this combination between that yellow and that purple, at least for now. I'm known to change things, but we're just going to talk right now. Right now, I like it, and so we can move on. All right, so I want the fonts to be consistent. either with this weekly schedule or with this Happie Crafty Ho and Friends. And I think I want the weekly schedule. So what I'm going to do is highlight this so that I can see what font that is. It says Hankin Grotesque. I'm going to copy that. So I'm going to hit Control C because I'm on a PC. If you're on a Mac, you'll be hitting Command C. So I'm going to copy that, or you can also right click and then copy, and it'll copy. So either one is going to work. I know that it is black italic. That's what the weekly schedule is, but that's not what I want this one to be. So I can look and see that I have other options inside of that font family. So that's cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here to local market. Right now it's set to Anton, but I want it to be set to that grotesque. So I'm going to right click or copy and or paste, hit enter. Then I'm going to say why you didn't switch. Hang on, hit paste, enter. I don't know why it's going to make it. Okay, so it's going to make us select it up here. So I click here and then it selected it. And then I'm going to go to bring this out a little bit. Local food market. I want it to be bold, so I can hit bold. And then I am probably going to have to reduce the size. So I might click here, bring that down. It's at 42. Well, I know that for all of these, I'm going to want that consistency. It's at 42, so I need to make sure that all of these are also at 42 to stay consistent. So let's, well, actually, you know what? Let's type something first. So I'm going to say Sundays. You know what I didn't think about? Let me just see. Sundays at 7 p.m. ET. Or, let me see. Let me do a play on this. And then I'll say all times are Eastern up at the top. Okay. So 7 p.m. Let me see. Okay. So Sunday. Move this over. I want that close to that. I'm going to duplicate this. So I'm holding down my Alt. If you're on a Mac, it is the Option key. All right, so I'm gonna say Sunday. I'm gonna say what is that? Making cards with friends. Oh wait. Let me think. This is, they already have a calendar. Hang on. This is my calendar. So I'm going to do, what is my first day? It's me and Christy, which is Tuesdays. After Craft Us. All right, so after Craft Us, and that day is Tuesdays. And all of those will be on the calendar. I just want to make sure that since this calendar is for Crafty Ho Hos, I'm going to put those events first, and then I'll put the Friends events down below. Okay, so After Crafts are Tuesday, and then that is I already said Happie Crafty Ho Ho and Friends, so I don't have to repeat that. Let me see. Will you put your hop card schedule? Very check channel nightly. Oh, are you saying to add the every night and yeah. Yeah, and you're saying to check channel very night. Okay. Yep. Thank you. I will. I will. I will indeed. You reminded me. Actually, I think I'm gonna put Tuesday here. Tuesdays. Nope. That's not what I want to put. I wanted to put the theme, craft roulette. Okay, so craft roulette or music themes. And then, oh, that's smaller. I think I'm gonna make that to where it goes here. Now notice it's going behind there, and that's okay. I'm not worried because that just means that it's on a layer that is behind the circle. So all I gotta do is bring that up, and then we'll see it Tuesdays. Okay, so okay, so woo. Thank goodness it's unlimited undos. I don't even know how that happened. Hang on, let's see. Okay. Octocrafters. All right, so there we go. And then probably going to change out that circle. Tuesday, 7 p.m. And then I'll figure out what I'm going to put behind there in a second. I do like the alternating circle idea. But these circles look wonky. Y'all see that? Like, look at that. It's not even a real circle, so it's a wonky circle. Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and grab so if I also want to grab an element like a circle and bring that in here, I can. I think I want a rounded rectangle though, but we shall see. So I just clicked on elements and I'm going to go to shapes, is what I'm looking for. And then I'm going to look for a rounded rectangle. There's one. Yeah, I think I like that shape better and how that's going to fit. So let's see. Hey, Mary Alice. Is that Mary Alice? Hey, hey, hey. It is. All right, let me put this down here. Well, Reagan made a schedule, so I don't want to step on that schedule, but I needed to make one that I can post to uh, my group, and I wanted one that was branded. Okay. Oh. Okay. Hang on. I'm gonna cut that because what's happening is I was trying to put it, but I'm trying to put it behind a group. I have to actually put this in this group, so I'm gonna double click here. Remember, talked about that, and I'm gonna paste that now, and now it should paste within that group, and now I should be able to bring that down. No. No, it didn't. Control X. Okay, let me go back in that group. And let me go back to add content, elements. Let's add a square. All right, now it put it in there. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to see if this works. Hey, Mary Alice. How are ya? All right, let me bring that down. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Not so far. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm going to bring that over a little bit smaller. And now I can bring that into play. Copy that. All right, yeah. I like the circle, but I like this better for what I'm looking for. Now, another thing I'll do with this, though, once I have something that I like, I'm going to group it. And all I have to do is hit Control G. I'm on a PC. It's Command G if you're on a Mac. And now it's grouped. And now what you'll see is when we click, hang on. Did it group? I don't think it grouped, y'all. Why? Only when you're live does stuff not happen. Let me see. It didn't group because it's within a group, but it used to. You just got to trust me on that. It used to. Okay, so I'm going to save this and move this down a little bit. I really want it to group so that I can copy it and take it everywhere. But that's fine. I'll copy it. Okay, so there is the 7 p.m. for After Crafters. Now I can go to the next set. And I'm going to paste. And this time, I'm just going to replace that one. Then we'll go to the next set, and I'll go ahead and make the changes I need to. You would need the schedule for dummies class. No, there's no schedule for dummies. This is the schedule for dummies class. Mariana, this is that one. See, this is that one. You're in the right place. All right, let me see this one. Okay, so now that I have all the one more. All right. So now that I have them all in place, all I have to do is go in and make the changes I need. So for instance, what? Shalana! Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Hold on. Because we're not having that. I think not. It is. So, all right. This program is a click. That's it. I promise you. All you have to do is click. So we're going to pretend that we're at the beginning, right? So it's at a click. If I click on this, something happens over here. If I click on this, something happens over here. And when you click, it activates whatever. It's a context sensitive menu, kind of like when you're in Microsoft Word. You click, you make it happen. If I click on this weekly schedule, you'll see options that pertain to text. If I click on this image, you'll see options that pertain to linked assets or images. Like for instance, I can change the effects. I can animate it. All of that stuff happens if you click. That's it. Let's see. Do you hear the I did rewind. This is relatable. Call it a. It is a click program. It's like clickbait, right? You click and something happens. You click and so that's it. The program should have been named Click. Let's call it Click. That's what we're gonna call it. So this is Click. You click, something happens. See that? Watch. I'm gonna click on text, and then I see text. That's it. Click, text. Click, text. I'm going to click on this image, and I see information that pertains to that image. Click. This text, information that pertains to that. That's it. You just click it, and it happens. It's crazy. It's crazy talk, y'all. It's crazy talk. But, and then if you want to change the color, like we did earlier, like let's say we want to change the color of this orange, you click, notice all of the options for that came. If we want to change the border, it came because there's a border on this. If we wanted to change the thickness or the roundness, we can change it because we clicked it and it's selected. If we wanted to, yep, no, makes sense, Mary Alice. If we wanted to change the color, we can, right? We can change the color. That's all it is. It is just you click and stuff happens. Let's see. Tech is the only time I allow someone to say I'm on the slow. But see, I would never tell you you're on the slow bus. You're on the right bus. It's just it takes time. And I agree. I get it. I get it. I wasn't bored yesterday and then I came out and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I know tech." Nope. It took a while. It took a while. But if you can remember that all you have to do is click and something happens, that's really the program. It really is a click program. So for instance, if I'm gonna and anytime I need to go back home, I can. I'll click on the A and that's gonna take me back to the safe place, right? This is the safe place, a safe spot. So maybe a schedule is you put just no, we don't do slow buses. I appreciate the comment. We are all waiting. Andrea still sitting next to you. Hold on. We gonna get it. See, look. So look. So here's our home screen, right? If we wanted to start a new design, let's do that real quick. All you did was click. Y'all saw that. I clicked and then it went here. Didn't do anything fancy. I just clicked and something happened. So now it's asking us, what do you want to do? Do you want to upload media? Meaning, do I want to upload a photo, a video, or anything like that? And if I do, then I would click that and it would upload. Or here it's just a search area saying, hey, try making a flyer or try resizing the image. And you can do that and it'll do that, right? So far, nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Down here, though, is where we decide what we want to create. Let's pretend that we want to create a post for Instagram and we want it to be square. All we have to do is click on the square and watch. We click it and it appears, right? That's pretty much it. You click it, something happens. The cool thing is over here on this side, it gives us templates because it knows that that's an Instagram square. So it's like, hey, do you want to make a post for Groundhog Day? Do you want to make um, a what is it? A post for winter? Do you want to make, so it's Valentine's Day is coming up. So it does give us options, and that's if we want to use a template. But this time, I'm not going to do a template because I'm going to go directly, instead of editing something, we're going with a blank canvas. I think it might be easier with a blank canvas. All right. So now notice I just have a page and it's blank. My options are for the page. So there's a title that is asking me. I can put my title in here. I click on that and I can change the title. And it's also telling us the size. The size of this is 1080 by 1080. Too easy. Super easy right now. Right? And then if I want to resize something, like let's say you were like, oh, you know what? I didn't mean to do an Instagram post. I meant to do an Instagram story. And you know that that's taller. You can click that and you'll be able to resize it. We're not going to do it right now, but I'm just letting you know. If you want to animate something, if you want to replace something, if you want to translate, let's say Shalana, you travel a lot, and let's say you're going to Puerto Rico. I'm not, good Lord, not Puerto Rico. Let's say you're going to Mexico and you want to translate the flyer you made to Mexico. You can do that to be Mexican. You can also, Spanish, yeah. Wait, you can also do a bulk create, what have you. You can change the background color right here. So the background color right now is white. And all you gotta do is click, and then you get options, and then you just click. That's it. That's all we did was click, right? Blank canvas, click. All we did was click. Click. We changed the color. Click. Click, 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 right? It's a click program. Tell you, clickbait. All right. So far, we didn't do anything crazy. We just clicked. Now, if we want to bring text in here because we were saying, hey, it's National Shalana Day or something, then we can click on this text tool. And then we can add our text. Here it says add your text, which means it's going to bring a text box over here. Or if you want to search, like you want to add a title, a heading, add body text. The reason these are here is because if you add a title, it's going to come out bold and larger. If you add a heading, it's going to be a little smaller than the title, but it's going to be bold. And if you add body text, it's not going to be bold. So that's all these are, these additional things here. You have down here where you can preset things. So like buttons, signs and labels, speech bubbles, all of those are preset things that were already created. Yep, the program is Adobe Express. So you can select one of those. But I'm going to choose add text because we're working on blank text. Notice all I did was click and look what appeared. Add your new text. So here I could say, Shalana, I could say, a day in the life of Shalana. Right? Oops, hang on. That's my thing. Okay, so I can say a day in the life of Shalana, right? So let's just say, all I did was that. I moved it around by clicking it, and I'm moving it around. That's what I'm talking about. Good. It is free. So I don't say Adobe Express over Canva. I like both of them. I teach Adobe, but both programs are pretty amazing. I like Canva too. So I mean, and I'll be doing a video on Canva too. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, I love them both. So I think they all have their strengths and weaknesses, and they're all very similar. So, but this should work similar to the same inside of Canva. So, girl, I think we really need a Shalana National Holiday come through. National Holiday come through. We do. Look at that. A day in the life of Shalana, and then we'll add like, look, hold on. All right, so day in the life of Shalana. We're gonna go and grab some elements, right? So let's say we're gonna go to this add content. We're gonna choose elements, and then we'll type like queen, and then it's gonna give us like suggestions. We'll say queen with a crown, and then we got some crowns we can choose. Let's see. Look at that. And then let's see. So we could choose this crown, and then we could put that like right above that. And then we'll sing that song. She's a queen. Let's see. You celebrate that National Day. Very nice. No scraps for me. That's right. So we'll do this one, and then we will. Let's see. Let's say you wanted to. All I did was select it. Notice options are coming up. I can click on this option, and then it'll change the font. I can click on that option and it'll change the font. This is kind of storybook style, a day in the life of Shalana. I can choose view all, right? Didn't do anything. All I'm doing this whole time is just clicking. I'm clicking. It's clickbait. The more you click, the deeper you get. You see what I'm saying? I am a poet. You hear me? I am a poet. But anyway, so we got standout headings here, a day in the life. I can put that, there. We could choose like a different font. We could make it storybook. No scraps. I don't want no scraps. Scrap it. All right, so then we could make this centered. So now let's say we found the font. Oh, look at that. I like that one. All right, so now let's say we found a font. We can either go back, and that's going to take us to where we have more options with the fonts. So now we can maybe center this a little bit. We can change the layout. All I'm doing is clicking. Didn't do anything else. All right, Tamara, I know you got to work tomorrow, girlie. Have a wonderful sleep. Thanks for hanging out. I'm not going to be too long. I'm just going to show this real quick. So we could do a day in, let's break this up a little bit. The life of Shalana. Then we can take Shalana and we can make that one bigger since that's the star of the show. Or we could also say a day in the life of Shalana. Shalana is what we want fancy. And then we could change the rest of the font or the text to be something a little bit calmer. So we could do, but all I'm doing is clicking. I didn't do anything crazy. I'm clicking and stuff is happening. See, day in the life of. And then we can go even further in there. But all we did was click. If we wanted to bring an image in here, let's just pretend we have an image or whatever. We can go back to add content, add media, and then we can add like, let me see. Let's see what options come up. Photos, a silhouette. That looks like Beyonce. But there's a silhouette. And the cool thing about this, so let's say you like this, we can go here to remove background so that we can get rid of the black. All I did was click. I didn't do anything crazy. I clicked, we got remove background. So let's say you wanted like let's say you wanted something like this, and then we had something like this, and then maybe we make that smaller. And here we're making a design really quick. We could change that color of that. All I'm doing is clicking, making it black. And now we got like a whole little poster. You know what I mean? Like a whole little poster. And all we did was very, very little work. Very little work. We could, let's say we want to add something to the background, like texture. We could go over here. We could go to, let's do backgrounds. Click on backgrounds. And we can grab texture. Like we could do something like, that's a background. All I'm doing is clicking. I'm not doing anything else. We could add something like this in the background. I actually like that. And then if you were like, oh, I don't like this queen hat anymore, you still have options. You can go up here to more. You can go to, hang on, where is it? It moved because they upgraded. All right, but we can still do it. There was an easier way to do it where all we had to do was click, and then up here would be, we'd have the option of swap, but they update this program all the time, so it's not there anymore. So it's not a big deal. So now we can go back to element, or go back to add. We can add an element, and then we can go back to design assets, and now maybe we could say queen here, or queen with a crown. And then maybe you want something more like this. Just delete one of these. I can move this one. I can go back up here to this one. And then we can change the color. So now, because this is an element, notice when we click on this one, which means it's a graphic versus being a shape like the other ones were. So when we click on this one, we don't have the options that we had where we could change the color easily. But this introduces one other thing where now we have what's called effects, or we have adjustments. So if I click on effects, isn't it cool? We could change like the color. We could choose color punch, or we could go with like a dual tone or colorize. or tint. So many things. I'm going to choose dual tone because the cool thing about dual tone is, notice when you click it, you got these sliders. We could click in that slider and that's going to give us more options. Cool thing about dual tone, there's a shadow and a highlight. And the shadow is your darkest area, and then your highlight is your lightest area. You never want to reverse it, you get some craziness. In this case, it wasn't so bad, but a lot of times you get craziness. What we're going to change is the color, and we want the color to be the same color. So let's say we're going with the whole black theme. We could click that. Nothing changed because it's just a shadow. Click on highlight, choose the same color, and now you have a black crown. So now what we can do is we got our crown, we got our image, we can start setting this up however we want. And now we got this cool picture that we came in. It took us like a few minutes. You love Shalana Day. Look, Mal wants to celebrate too. That's what I'm talking about. All right. But you got this cool image with a cool picture. It took us no time to create, and we did it, right? From just clicking. As I'm telling you, this program is just clicking. Now, I'm going to blow your mind, and you're not ready for it. I know it, but I just want to do it. So this isn't the part that I'm expecting you to even pay attention to, but you can animate this. So click on this animation tab, and we can say, ooh, we want, so there's in, there's loop, and there's out. In is what happens at the start. When they start this graphic, what happens? The out is what happens at the end. Looping is what happens all throughout. So what we want to happen in the beginning, we're going to, we got some options. We can have you wobble. We can have you wobble. We can have you bend or in. We can have you circle in. We can have you fade. Fade is my favorite. That's usually what I go for. We can have you flicker in like a 1970s TV. Meow, meow, meow. But I'm going to say fade. And I'm going to click on it. And then it's going to give us a timeline, which then we can do all sorts of stuff with the timeline. And I didn't do anything. Only thing I did was click. Because I'm telling you, all you got to do is click. This program is all about clicking. I'm not even joking. I don't even wish I was joking, because that's just what it is. All right. So, but we have a timeline. So now we have more control over this timeline. On this fade, anytime you see these sliders, click. And it's going to give you some more options. So now our duration is 0.5 seconds. You might feel that's too short for the fade in. You might want it to be longer. So you go up to 1 whole second or 0.95. And then you can see what's happening. So if I play this, see how it fades in. I play this. Oops. Go back to the beginning. And I play this, and you slide in, right? So there's your animation. But what if you didn't want your image there in the beginning? You kind of want to build this scene. Well, before we build the scene though, let's do an order. So maybe the image of the queen comes in. Then maybe let's animate this crown too. So we'll say what happens on the end for this one is maybe it wobbles in. I don't know, some wacky, right? Let's just get wacky. All right, we're going to have it wobble in. And then with your name, we're going to have it kind of, ooh, typewriter. We'll have a typewriter in, okay? So now we got this animation. If we play it, this is what's happening. Let's go back to, okay, it fades in. Everything's happening so fast. All right, so all we did so far was click. Everything happened because we clicked. Now here where we get into actually doing stuff. Okay, so if I wanted to, I'm going to click on the timeline, and you can even animate this background. You can animate the background and have it do something. We can have it fade in. So maybe it's fading in from that green to that. So we preview that. See that? It fades in from green to that orange, right? So you can animate every single thing, and all we did was click. We didn't do anything crazy. You can add audio to this. If you want to add audio, you can. And then you can have this is why I'm saying this program is so easy. So it's Canva. It's so easy that you can do, I do commercials. Like my students are doing full commercials using this program because it's that easy to work and that easy to navigate. It's just crazy. So we got our National Shalana Day. And so what we're going to do now we want to build a timeline where we say, all right, in the beginning, I want this background. I want it to fade in so it's green and then the background comes in. Okay. Then we can say, I want to click on the girl and I want the girl to come in after the background's already here. So right about here, because we got the green happening here, then we have our background coming in. Here's what we get to do. Now we can play with the timeline, this part of the timeline up here, because when we click on different objects, this blue timeline relates to that object. So I click here, that's it. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to move Shalana in to where she's not coming in at the beginning. She's coming in at this point. So now when I play this, you'll see play, there's the green, and then that's when Shalana comes in. See that? Boom. And then she comes in. So now we also don't want the queen hat up here. We want that to come a little later. These are called, oh, let's move that to about here. Okay. And then we're going to grab this one. Notice everything I click, that's when we make stuff come in. I'm going to move this one. So this is called keyframing. That's why you see those little dots on there. So now when I play this, first, then you, then the queen, then the typewriter. See how we have this whole little scene happening, right? All from just boom, 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 boom. And we can go even further. Like, for instance, we can say, all right, we set the animation for the end. What happens at the end? So we could say, okay, I want, as a matter of fact, the background of this document, I'd want to, let's move that in. Okay, so the background of this document, I'd actually want it to be, I want it to be black, because then we can do the fade to black. There we go. All right, so now when you come in, notice all I did was click. So what we want to happen is when we get to this, at the end of our animation, I'm clicking animation. I'm only clicking, guys. I'm only clicking. You need to wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble. Okay, yep. So then at the end, on out, we're going to fade it out. I fade everything out. So it's going to fade out. We might want that to go over a duration of 0.95 seconds. Preview. There it is. Okay. But everything abruptly went out. So we want these things to happen at a time. So I'm going to click on this fade. I'm going to click that. Might make that one just different. I'm going to click on these different things. Like this. I'm going to have that fade out. Let's do that. And then the last one is your text. I'm going to have that fade out. Where's fade? I'll keep that at the 5 seconds. So it looks like I got everything to where it's faded out. Let me see. Okay. So now when you play it, you get there, the typewriter, and then it all fades out, right? So we get there's some play, and you can continuously add, you can continuously play. Like, for instance, if you're like, ooh, let me put this timeline here for a second. If you're like, oh, I want a skateboard or something to go across that, I wouldn't do that, but you could. You know what I'm saying? But just because you can, don't mean you should. But when you're playing, you sure should. So I'm going to choose media, and then I'm going to choose something like, let's say skating. All right, and then so you can add video to this as well. Right here, just so you can see. Let's see this. Add as a layer on canvas. I'm gonna add as a layer on canvas. Yep. So you could. So let's say you were like, oh, I want this video. Well, guess what? You can animate the video as well. So you can have now when we play this, that video is on the whole time because we haven't animated, right? But you can do this. You can animate that skating. I wouldn't choose skating. Let me see. I'm gonna choose like something that would go. I'm gonna choose a heart because that would go more with it. So that media video. Let's choose heart or love or something. Heartbeat. All right, there we go. Layer camera. Okay, so let's say we wanted this, and we wanted it to. Let me go back to effects, edit. I'm going to change the opacity because remember I talked about that multiply and that screen, whereas multiply takes out the white and screen takes out the black. Because I just want a light heartbeat to see it on the screen. You see that? So now when we play this, you'll see a heartbeat. It fades out. You guys see that? And then Shalana comes, across. So there's so much fun you can have within this program. It's just a matter of knowing that everything is a click. You know what I mean? Like it's not anything to be feared. It's just, and not worried about whether you mess something up. All right, let me move that down there. So we play this. See that? Shalana, I know it's funny. This is what I should teach in my in my craft session. I love that. But anyway, so see that, and then it comes across. So if we were to play this, this is what our video looks like. But what we could also do, oops, yeah, okay. What we could also do is we got that timeline, so we still have the same options we had any other time, where we can have it come in like at this point, and then we can animate it, we can fade it in, and then we could go to the out, oops, and we can fade it in and we can fade it out. So we can play this. Look at that. Look at that. And we have a full productive video, right? So it's super easy. It's just a click. The program is all about clicking. So that's the program in a nutshell. There's so much more you can do. And like I said, Canva is the same way. Canva has what Adobe doesn't have yet that Canva has. It's called guide animation. I know that they're in the works on it though, but they don't have it yet. And it's where you can actually draw exactly where you want your stuff to go on the screen. Canva has it, and so does I forgot the name of the other program. I use it and teach it. What is it? Procreate. Both of them have that where you can draw. So like I could draw your name and have the program draw your name. Like it's pretty cool. So, but yeah. So I just don't want. It's nothing to fear. It's a fun program, and it's I know I say easy, but it really is. The way I got into this program is I was in the Adobe Education. I was an Adobe educator, and I joined the program, and Spark was his name at the time. And they had given us different challenges. You know me, Shalana, you know me, and challenges. I'm like, oh, yes. So I was doing all the challenges. I of doing all the challenges and loving them. You hear me? Loving them. And so I really got into this program, but it's not a scary program. It seems it because it seems robust and you go in there, but I think going in with a blank canvas is easier than than and I know a lot of people like the templates, but I feel like the blank canvas is easier because then you can actually see what's going on and understand what you're doing and but you know, but if you feel the template's better or easier, then go for it. Awesome. That's what I'm talking about. I want you to rewatch and then you can see your day. All right. But that's what I wanted to show you. I'm going to finish off the calendar, the schedule of events and have that, um, but I just want to show you guys that it's a pretty easy program. It's a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys. This is my first time going live on this channel like that. I go live on Andrews and we do our Firefly 4, but teaching live on this channel is my first one. I usually just create videos and then post them, but I'm probably gonna go live more because I've neglected this channel and I gotta show it some love and boost it back up, you know. But in the meantime, in between time, that's what I wanted to show. Unless you guys have questions, Mal said you'll rewatch. Yay! Awesome. Shalana, you got any questions or anything? Anything you want me to go over? Mal, you should see I'll have the schedule in my Facebook group, Happy Creatives. Oh yeah, and if anybody wants to join, I see we have 5 viewers. Welcome. Um, I have a group on Facebook that relates to like creativity. It is called Happie Creatives. It's HAPPIE and then Creatives. And it's on Facebook. So if you want to join our little family community. We'd love to have you. And then she said, "Hi, nope." All right, we're gonna do sessions. So my goal is for Shalana to learn this program. I will also put Canva up as well to teach how to do things in that as well. This is just my preferred program is Adobe Express, but they're all pretty cool and similar. There'll also be other, I gotta do Photoshop videos, Illustrator videos, InDesign videos, and stuff like that. So there'll be more videos coming in on the channel. But if nobody else has questions, I want to say thank you to all the viewers who are viewing this. And until next time, next video, same channel, same station. Ta-ta for now. Ta-ta.